I hate this place.
How did you get on the plane? What am I doing here?
What in gracious heavens is
wrong
that?
with you fellas? Are you screwy or something?
I'm fast losing patience with you, Mr. Pendleton. Resign yourself to the fact that you have nothing, absolutely nothing to say on this matter.
Oh, is that so? Well, who's in charge around here? I'll settle this thing.
It's settled as far as you're concerned, Mr. Pendleton, believe me.
Oh, is that so? Well,
What's the trouble?
Messenger 7013 reporting, sir. No trouble at all.
yeah, there is. There's plenty of trouble, and there's going to be a hell of a
Oh,
lot
hush.
more. I'm not hushing. I'm going to squawk my head off. Are you the boss?
Show some respect, Mr. Pendleton. This is Mr. Jordan.
Oh. Oh, it is, eh? Well, Mr. Jordan, this fella here tells me that I'm dead.
Take my word for it, Mr. Pendleton. You are most definitely dead, else I shouldn't have taken you.
That don't prove nothing. You just plucked the wrong bird, pal. You fellas make mistakes too, you know.
Mistakes? We? Utterly fantastic.
Hey, look, a fella ought to know if he's dead or not,
Pay no
right?
attention to him, sir. Particularly difficult case. Fought me tooth and nail.
I ain't even started fighting yet. Now, if you fellas
Quiet.
aren't right,
Is he all you gathered?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
you're going to be a lot sorrier,
Oh,
too.
for heaven's sakes, be still.
Who is he?
Pendleton, Joseph.
Hey,
Pendleton?
you got my name all balled up. It's Joe Pendleton, not Pendleton Joseph.
What territory do you cover?
Place called New Jersey, sir. And if it can be arranged, I should very much like to be transferred.
You ain't gonna find my name on no list, so don't bother looking. I ain't ready for wherever you fellas want to take
Why,
me.
you're bound for heaven, Mr. Pendleton. You'll hear the inner music of the spheres. You'll walk along the shoreline of the crystal sea. You'll see the flowers break and blossom in the moonlight. You know happiness greater than any achievement on earth. You'll reap the harvest after the famine and drought. You.
Stop selling the place. I
That's-
guess.
Sorry, sir.
Look, you're a nice little fella, and I appreciate everything you're trying to do, but honest, my number ain't up. It can't be.
He's gonna find it all right.
Oh, yeah? What do you bet, huh? Hey, what did you do with my roll?
You don't have a roll up here.
What did you do? Your occupation?
Oh, I'm a pug. You know, a fighter. And when I'm not fighting, I'm flying. I do commercial flights out of a firm in Jersey, McGovern, Rafferty, and Blunt. I make 2 flights a week between Chicago, Toledo, Boston, and Omaha. Everybody knows me. I'm the flying fighter.
You were the flying
I
fighter.
still am.
There's no Pendleton Joseph listed.
What did I tell you, smart guy?
You're quite certain, sir.
The lists are infallible. You've made a mistake.
A mistake? That's not possible.
Impossible. Why?
Why,
You're new, aren't you?
Yes, sir. They just put me on this morning. This is my first trip.
I thought so. Overzealousness out for record collections happens right along with the inexperienced.
You mean to say, sir, that these errors are not infrequent, that we often collect souls?
That's
before them?
precisely what I mean.
Oh, dear. I had no idea such a thing was possible. Mr. Pendleton, I owe you an apology, sir.
Oh, look, that's all right. No harm, no foul. Now, just take me back and we'll forget the whole thing.
Thank you, sir. You're a kindly spirit, huh? But there's no taking you back. No.
Why not?
Quiet. How old are you?
I'm 25. I'll be 26 in April and in the pink.
How did he manage to wangle that thing up here?
Couldn't get him to leave it behind, sir.
No, I never go anywhere without this. This is my best buddy. I take it up on the flights with me the morning that I make them. Just after the sun's coming up, I set the controls for blind flying. I sit back, I take a deep breath of that sweet ozone, and just give out. Boy, you should hear me. Up there where no one else is listening, I play things I never even thought was in me. Hey, Levine says that I got a great...
Who is Levine?
Levine, he's my manager. He's got a piece of me. He's a swell guy. He picked me up after he saw me put down Butcher Boy McKenzie in a story. He told me that I had color, that I was what the fans wanted, you know, just like the Manasseh Mauler.
What's he talking about?
I have no idea, sir.
What is a Manasseh Mauler?
You kidding?
Oh, we don't kid, Mr. Pendleton.
Well, you mean you two have never heard of the Manasseh Mauler of Dempsey?
Afraid not.
Boy, you two never get out much, do you? Hey, I bet you never heard of Rudy Valley either.
Oh, is he another Manasseh Mauler?
Yeah, now I know you're clowning.
Escort! Ask the registrar for the file on Pendleton Joseph and get me a copy of the latest list.
Right away, sir.
There's a possibility he may be on the new list.
Oh, I hope so, sir.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't try to finagle me on no new list. I got my whole life to live yet. I'm in the pink, I tell you. I'm not ready for this joint yet.
To what shining pleasures do you wish to return? The rush to catch the train, the invigorating mon of the refrigerator and tin, war, hatred, persecution, the roll of the mighty.
Hey, look, I know the going can get tough sometimes, but just the same, it's a whole lot of fun, you know? falling in love, getting married, making somebody happy, being somebody, you know? It's a swell gig, and I don't want to miss a minute.
How in pandemonium did you happen to pick him up?
Well, he caught me
Please,
just as
Mr.
the plane was...
Pendleton, this is my domain. You see, sir, I was returning from a particularly fruitless day when I saw Mr. Pendleton's plane crashing. Well, I immediately jumped on board, and as we were tumbling towards Earth, his terror-stricken face turned up under prayer. Harrowed my very soul, sir. Now, I know we messengers are not supposed to get emotionally involved, but I knew I could save him from indescribable agony if I just took him off of that plane just before it crashed. And, well, forgive me, sir, but that's exactly what I did.
Unpardonably presumptuous.
Yes, and I feel desolate about it.
Oh, look, you're a good skate at that, and I appreciate everything you've done here. But just the same, I wouldn't have crashed that plane. No, sir, I would have gotten it under control somehow. Something would have saved me. Nothing ever happens to me when I got my lucky sacks along with me.
Nothing could have spared you. You were hurtling the earth with the speed of a meteor. You'd been blown to bits or burned to a crisp as well.
No, it wasn't in the cards. See, I don't know how I know, I just feel it.
You didn't feel anything. You didn't feel the crash, did you?
No, but that's because I didn't crash.
Next thing I know, you're going to tell me you weren't flying.
Oh, I was flying all right.
Here, I'll soon settle this. Here we are. Pendleton and Joseph, born 1911.
Yeah, April 1st. Oh, I get it now. April 1st.
Mother's name, Mary. Father's name, Augustus.
Yeah, but don't let him hear you call him that.
Both withdrawn and awaiting Joseph, scheduled to join him the morning of May 11, 1998.
1998! That's 60 years off, yeah!
Seems you were a bit premature.
60 more years to go! You pulled the boner that time.
With all due respect to the registrar, there must be some mistake. I may have been a bit hasty, but not by 60 years.
The registrar never makes mistakes.
How any mortal could have survived that crash is beyond me.
But the point he has, how is none of our concern.
Yes, sir, of course, sir. I don't know what to say, sir.
Say nothing. Take him back.
Take him back?
Yeah, and the sooner the better. I gotta get in trim for my go with the Alabama Bomber. Say, if you two want to come and see that fight, I can see if I can get you a couple of comps, but let's get going now, huh?
But, Mr. Jordan, is it possible to return, Mr. Pendleton?
Certainly. Why not?
Well, I rather thought this was the bourne from whence no traveler returned.
Well, Mr. Pendleton didn't travel here. You collected him. We certainly can't have him hanging about for 60 years now. Off with you.
Come along, Mr. Pendleton. Come along.
Well, say it is. I'm sure glad I met you, Mr. Jordan, and I want to thank you for straightening this whole thing up. I'll be seeing you in about 60 years if you're still on the job, huh? So long.
Goodbye, Mr. Pendleton.
Oh, sir, I hope you don't have to report this.
Oh, I'll have to.
Oh, please don't. It would wash me out. The chief wasn't too keen about putting me on to begin with. It was only after the most influential pressure and the expectation of a harvest greater than, alas, in 1914, 1918, that he did so. If you could overlook it this time, sir, it shan't happen again. I shall be scrupulously careful in the future. Really, I shall.
Run along. I'll think about it.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Come along, Mr. Pendleton.
That's not such a bad place, you know. I go with you, but I got things I got to take care of out there. Hey, say, did you complete everything you set out to do?
No, I did.
Okay, well, good luck to both of you, huh?
Okay.
Warm place up there.
How are we?
60 years.
60 years.
We had just boarded Mrs. Elijah, sir.
Oh, yes. Yes, all right. And let 7013's error be a lesson to you. Don't be overly ambitious. Exercise that degree of care and vigilance. Sailor paid. Check. Check.
Don't try and get away.
What now?
I'm frightfully sorry, sir, but it's impossible to return it.
Impossible why?
Well, you see, sir.
Oh, gee. They've done an awful thing to me, Mr. Jordan.
I'm waiting.
Well, it's impossible what he did to him. I tell you, it's just
Yeah, well, you guys had me up here gabbing. That dumb cluck Max Levine found my body and had it cremated.
I shall never forgive myself, sir. Never forgive myself.
Wait till I find him, I'll fix him. He can't go burning up bodies and get away with it.
That's bad, very bad. Complicates everything.
I'm so distressed. I feel ghastly.
How do you think I feel?
I suppose I shall have to take charge of this. You can finish checking in the rest of these passengers.
Yes, sir.
Come along, Joseph.
Hey, where are we going?
I'm taking you back.
Hey, we can't. Didn't you listen? I ain't got a body no more.
What of it? I'll get you another body.
What?
Another body?
That's what I said.
Wait a minute. What kind of a deal is this?
Well, don't worry. Come along, Joseph. Leave it to me.
No, I ain't leaving anything to you. I'm not letting you guys stuff me in anybody's body. Not in your life.
If Mr. Jordan says he'll get you another body, Mr. Pendleton, rest assured it'll be as good, if not better than yours.
There ain't no better. I was built like a tank. I put in 15 consecutive years getting this thing in the pink. And I'm not about to lose it now just because you two fumbled the ball.
But Joe, your body's gone. It doesn't exist anymore.
That ain't my fault. Now you fellas can make magic happen, huh? Get to work!
We shall, Joseph. For you shall have your choice of 1,000 bodies, all excellent specimens.
Did you hear that, Mr. Pendleton? Your choice of 1,000 bodies. Think of it.
Yeah, I am thinking of it, and I say no dice. I want my own body, nobody else's.
Oh, Tush, don't make such a fuss. I mean, after all, what is it? Just a mere physical covering worth chemically maybe 32 cents.
Oh, not my body. Mine was in the pink.
What do we have currently available, sir? Something in athletics. I suppose you want to continue your pugilistic career.
Yeah, you suppose right. See, there ain't nothing like it. The roar of the cloud, the lights, the sound.
I'm afraid we haven't much to offer, but that's the sort of thing he wants to do.
Well, I have an idea, sir. Perhaps we could have him reborn.
Nix! I ain't going through that again. Besides, what about my go with the Alabama bomber, huh? Reborn. I'll never make the waiting time.
Would you like to be rich, Joe? Very rich?
Sure, yeah, and I'm gonna be. Right after I take care of the bomber, then I take on Killer Gilbert, after which I polish off that phony palooka, K.O. Murdoch, and then it's off into my $1 million gate and in my corner sitting pretty with a couple of restaurants to keep me busy.
You can have all of that without fighting.
No, it wouldn't be any fun. See, I don't want anybody to just hand me nothing. I want to go out and get it myself.
But consider, Mr. Pendleton, you could have your choice. You could be a king, or a prime minister, or a poet, or
Well, king, I think, huh? No. See, I'm just a mug. I wouldn't be any good at being anybody else.
We're all mugs, Joe.
How about a dictator?
What? Like Mussolini or somebody?
Yeah, somebody strong, powerful.
Hey, what's his chest expansion? Never mind. See, I just want to be what I was. Unless, oh, hey, do you know if Rudy's available? Never mind.
Oh, come along, Joe.
Well, look, I just want to get this whole thing straight before we go running around here.
I'll make it all clear as we go along, and don't worry, my boy, you shall be handsomely recompensed.
Yeah, look, I just want what was coming to me, what I was and what I was going to be. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, it's up to you fellas, and I expect you to make good.
We'll do our best. Come along.
Okay, but I'm just tipping you off. You're wasting your time.
We don't mind that here.
Fine, Mr. Pendleton. Best of luck.